This is your life. Well, we're here inside Melbourne's Austin Hospital, where this week's guest of honour is working so hard to establish a world-class cancer care centre. And this project is very dear to this international star because she fought her own battle against this awful disease. For over 30 years, she strutted the world stage with her songbird voice, which led to a string of smash hits. But it was her role in one of the most popular musical films of all time which really turned her into a major star. At the moment, she's back here in Australia, and the main reason she's here is to attend a gala fundraising event for Austin Health. And our surprise will take place on stage in front of a large audience at the end of her performance. So, let's do it.
So it is with the greatest of pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, that I welcome to centre stage Olivia Newton-John. Now, Olivia, you're actually born in England, which, of course, I think a lot of people remember, but do you remember much of your original home?
I remember a little bit. I left there when I was 5, so I kind of remember getting a tricycle there when I was about 4 and getting on the ship. I don't remember too much about it, but...
A question that's obviously asked 1,000 times of you. You're born in England,
yes.
Grew up in Australia,
yes.
But have spent and worked a lot of time in the United States of America. Where do you call home?
Well, it's here, of course, Australia.
Well, there we go. Which, of course, leads us into this wonderful choir over here who are still with us because I think
so good.
They've got a song that they'd like to sing and they'd like you to join them. And we know that Peter Allen wrote some wonderful words to a magnificent song. Would you like to join them?
I'd love to join.
Ladies and gentlemen, I still call Australia home.
Hi, Olivia. How are you? Thanks, guys. That was wonderful.
Oh, no.
Olivia Newton-John, this is your life.
Oh, no, please.
You're blushing. Ladies and gentlemen, like all of you and like all Australians, this lady has done so much for the environment. She has been a wonderful, wonderful ambassador for every one of us in this country. And we have long wanted to pay tribute to this lady, but tonight we're going to have that opportunity.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, Olivia Newton-John. Almost a standing ovation out there. Olivia, would you mind taking a seat? Thank you. Olivia Newton-John. You were born on the 26th of September 1948 in Cambridge, England. You're the youngest child to parents Irena and Bryn. Your mum is the daughter of Nobel Prize-winning physicist Max Born. Your dad, a professor of German literature. When you're 5, the family migrates to Australia, where your father is offered a position here in Melbourne at the Melbourne University. And some of your earliest memories are of classical music filling the home and growing up in a close family environment with your brothers and sisters.
She swears I used to lock her in cupboards when she was little.
It's your sister and brother, Rona and Toby, and your niece, Totty Goldsmith. So, Rona, did you lock Olivia in the cupboard?
I don't remember it. She tells me I did. She tells everybody I did.
She did.
I did, yes.
Because you were the older one in the family.
I was the oldest. She came along and took my place. I was the youngest in the girl. She comes along and ruins it for me. But I loved her. She was the most gorgeous baby I think I've ever seen. You saw that there.
Yeah.
And then I ended up being your chaperone, didn't I?
Yeah, she travelled with me a lot when I was young.
I did.
Went everywhere with me and kept me out of trouble.
I didn't. Yeah, right.
And Toby, she was a little mischievous, wasn't she? Particularly with Dad.
Yes, our father was a very loud snorer, and it was sort of quite known in the family for this. And one time, he always disagreed that he did it. And do you remember the time you taped him? He'd fallen asleep in the afternoon and you taped it. And when he woke up, played the tape. He was furious. Denied that we taped the dog snoring. It wasn't him. He was really upset.
He wouldn't believe it.
Wouldn't believe it.
Toddy, one thing that's so important to this lady is family, isn't it?
Well, she's incredible because we've got family spread over 3 continents, America and England and Australia, and Liv manages to keep it all together, and she's the most incredible listener, and she listens with her heart, and that's why I think everyone kind of gathers around her, because everything she does comes from those beautiful place. And you're a beautiful person. I'm very blessed, as Brett and Fiona are my brother and sister, to have you in our life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, Toddy.
I'll cry now.
Thanks, Toddy. Rona. Thanks, Toby. And your other sister, Sarah, who couldn't make it, sends this.
Hello, Livy. Greetings from Belgium. I wish I could be with you this evening because I know you'd be having a fantastic time. Well, you were 18 when I was born, and you gave me a lovely panda bear for my first birthday, which I still have. And then over the years, you helped me out with hair and makeup, which I really needed help with. And I would dress up in your clothes. And you've always been like a wonderful big sister to me, which I really appreciate. So you're being honoured tonight, not just for a fantastic career, but for being such a warm, genuine person. And a lot of people love you, and I love you too. So have a wonderful evening. Alsjeblieft, dank u wel. See you when I get home. Bye.
From your kindred and all, by the campfire at night, where the wild dingoes call. But there's nothing so lonesome, morbid or drear, than to stand in a bar of a pub with no beer.
In 1962, the jazz scene begins to sweep the nation. And you, like most 14-year-olds, get caught up in the hype. Armed with a guitar, you begin performing folk songs at your brother-in-law's coffee lounge. And of course, you're a natural. At University High, you join a group called the Soul Four. all of whom, ladies and gentlemen, are in the audience tonight. But when your singing starts to interfere with study, you're forced to leave the act. But you can't shake the showbiz bug, so you enter a talent quest on Johnny O'Keeffe's Sing, Sing, Sing. You take out first prize and win a return ticket to England, which you're too busy to take, because you're appearing as a regular on Time for Terry, The Go Show, and even land a starring role in the movie Funny Things Happen Down Under.
We can look to the sky and see the reason why it's Christmas time down under. It's so wide, it's so blue, you'd see the reason too at Christmas time down under.
You're an instant hit with Australian audiences, and industry heavyweights are already predicting a bright future for you. You arrive in London and within months release your first single called Till You Say You'll Be Mine. Your good friend Pat Carroll soon arrives and she starts to tour with you under Pat and Olivia. Both of you prove to be such a popular partnership, you're now invited back to Australia to star in your own television special. And here is the other half, Pat Carroll, now. As two young innocents learning your craft, there were a couple of venues that you weren't really prepared for, Pat, were there? Well, one in particular.
OK, here's the story. It was called Raymond's Review Bar. And we arrive...
In London.
In London.
In London. And sounds OK, Raymond's Review Bar.
Very nice. A week's work, 2 nights, 2 shows a night, right?
Yep.
And we made our own dresses. Oh, I made them and Olivia used to sew the hems. But anyway.
Badly, but I did.
Blue velvet, little pale marabou feathers, and we had our false hair and lots of makeup and very cute. And we arrive and we're waiting backstage and look around the corner and there's a woman in this big fish tank taking her clothes off. And we sort of had an inkling, right? But anyway, we went on and we started doing Dream Lover and all those little steps and everything look all cute. And look in the audience, it's very smoky and there's lots of men, no women, all in raincoats, I think. And they're just looking at us. And we did a whole act and we got a little bit of applause. And I guess we didn't turn them on because we were fired.
He came back and paid us off. Mr. Raymond came back and said, very nice.
We
gave us cash and let us...
We were in a strip club.
It was a strip joint?
Yeah.
And you didn't take your clothes off, did you?
No.
Pat, thanks for coming in and thank you very much for all your lies.
Oh, Paul, you're so sweet.
Beautiful. And after the break, Olivia becomes the queen of Australian music.
Hey, Livy, it's me. Tonight's your night. Have a great time. I send lots of love. Have a blast.
Hi, Olivia. Congratulations on This Is Your Life. I remember the first time I met you was in Monte Carlo. I was over there doing a benefit for Princess Grace and Rainier, and you were in the gambling casino, you were playing the slot machine, and I went over and said hello, because you were so pretty. And you said, you're Andy Williams? And I said, yes. And you said, I'm Olivia Newton-John, I'm a singer, and I'm gonna be a star. Well, you're not only a star, you're a superstar. I send you my love and best wishes for a terrific night.
Hi, Olivia. Congratulations on This Is Your Life. Have a great night.
The wheels are in motion, and I'm ready to sail any ocean. Suddenly, I don't need the answers, 'cause I'm ready to take all my chances with you.
Welcome back as we celebrate the life and career of singer Olivia Newton-John. Olivia, you're 20 and still living in London when you announce your engagement to the guitarist for The Shadows, Bruce Welch. The following year, you were approached to join a pop group specifically created to rival the Monkees. The band is called Tomorrow, and with great expectations, you release an album and a movie.
If you can't be heard, you can't be happy. How you gonna laugh if you can't cry? If you can't be heard, you can't be happy. You can't be happy unless you try.
Despite millions of dollars of backing, Tomorrow is quickly consigned to yesterday. This now allows you time to concentrate on a solo career, and it helps when you've got one of the world's leading recording artists backing you.
If I was close to you, my love, if I was close to you, I wish I was close to you, my love, if I was close to you, we'd sit on your window.
Cliff Richard instantly sees your appeal and talent. So to help launch your career, he invites you to record a duet and heavily promotes you on his variety show. So tonight, he sends this.
Hi everybody, and a special hi to Olivia. I hope you're having a wonderful time tonight. Quite rightly, it's a tribute to you, and I hope that you just sit back and revel in it. For me, I've got so many fabulous memories, really, really good ones. I think I'm proudest, really, because of the fact that, you know, I helped to introduce you to the world. I also brought you out of retirement. After 17 years of no concerts, you said yes to coming on tour with me in Australia. And you said you were so nervous. Nervous. Ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't get her off. She's one of the only people on the planet that I've sidled up to on stage and said, Olivia, while still smiling, Olivia, get off. And she was just reveling in it. And I hope you continue to revel in a wonderful career. It has been tremendous. No one's ever going to forget about you, and no one's ever going to stop loving you, me especially.
Your single, If Not For You, roars up the charts and establishes Olivia Newton-John as Britain's new it girl. You now follow this success with another country classic.
Down the side, where the waters flow, down by the banks of the Ohio, down by the banks of the Ohio.
At 24, you end your 4-year engagement to Bruce and soon begin a new romance with Lee Kramer, who becomes your manager. He encourages you to take on the US market, and your biggest break yet comes with the release of Let Me Be There. The song goes platinum and earns you a Grammy for Best Country Female Singer. You're also awarded Female Vocalist of the Year at the American Country Music Awards. It's the first for an Aussie, and you put a lot of noses out of joint too, didn't you?
They weren't very happy because I was an Australian singing country music produced by an Englishman and an Australian, John Farrar and Bruce Welch, written by an English guy, John Rossell, so they weren't very happy with me for a little while there.
Did anyone say anything to you? Or was
No, I didn't hear it directly, but Dolly Parton and Loretta Lynn stood up for me, actually, and it was cool after a while, but I was kind of the first person who wasn't country to have a country hit, so it opened doors, but there was a little disturbed.
As you've really done a lot of your career, you've opened a lot of doors for a lot of people, really, including yourself.
Dormant for a while, actually.
Well, still riding high on your success, you're now chosen to perform at the 1974 Eurovision Song Contest.
Happy people, teaching, preaching, love is equal. When you feel the spirit move ya, glory, glory, hallelujah. Long, long live love. Love is to care, caring and sharing. Long, long live love.
Although you're hotly tipped as the favourite, you lose out to an unknown Swedish pop group called ABBA. And to maintain this international momentum, you now move to Los Angeles. But you still hang out with Aussies in LA who become known as the Gumleaf Mafia. Aussies just like Billy Thorpe, Brian Cadd and Daryl Cotton.
This is becoming a habit. It's becoming a habit, isn't it?
Now, Billy, the Gumleaf Mafia, the tennis days were very big, weren't they?
Well, yeah. When most of us got together, we was over tennis at John and Pat's, or at your place. I remember. Do you remember the tennis tournament when you had that little cup?
Yeah.
I was talking to either John Farrer or... I said, listen, Olivia's going pretty well, man. I mean, what happens if one of us comes up against us? You know, sort of not good form to thrash the hostess, you know. Plus, it wasn't a problem because she beat everybody and won her own bloody cup. Including Matt, your husband. Yeah, it was great.
And Brian, Olivia opened really the doors for a lot of Aussies in America, didn't she?
That's right. At that time, early 70s, mid-70s, a lot of us were sort of heading out there. Apart from us, there was Russell Morris and Rick Springfield and Kippers and a lot of the guys, you know, which eventually became the Mafia. And one of the great things that happened was, because it was so difficult to get into the American business at that time, having someone have such a high-profile degree of success as Liv, I really honestly think opened so many doors for so many acts at that time. It was a great thing.
Thank you.
And Daryl, you actually toured with Olivia?
I did. I was very lucky. 1975 it was. I was in the vocal group with two other girls. And two girls, sorry. Thanks, mate.
It was a very mixed group.
It was. I spent the afternoon shopping for a dress in Arkansas, and I got a lovely silver dress, and Livy came out on stage and for the show to acknowledge the band, and there I was. Instead of having two girls and a guy in the vocal group, it was three girls. And I sat all night on the stool with my legs open, and I could see guys in the audience trying to have a look at my dress. But it was, and of course the pie fight on the plane on the way back to LA, which we caused.
I still haven't paid the lawsuit.
I know,
for that
we caused thousands of dollars. Led Zeppelin had been on the plane. All the heavy metal people had been on the plane, but Olivia's band caused more damage than all those bands put together.
With pies.
With pies, with
Proud
cream
of
pies.
that too. Proud of that, yes.
Fellas, thanks for coming in. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Olivia, by only 27, you have firmly established yourself as one of the world's top female vocalists. Then you scooped the pool again at both the American Music Awards and the Grammys. This time you win with the song I Honestly Love You. And it's a song that is particularly close to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. It's a beautiful song. I always find something new in it every time.
And
Peter Allen wrote it, and he's an amazing artist and another great ambassador for Australia. He was such a talented writer and performer, and I was just lucky to find the song. It came in a pile of, in those days, acetates that just came demos, and I was just so lucky to get that song.
Yeah. Well, if we all applaud very loudly, you might sing it for us and take us to the break, if you wouldn't mind. Ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe I hang around here a little more than I should. We both know I've got somewhere else to go. But I've got something to tell you that I never thought I would. But I believe you really ought to know. You don't have to answer. I see it in your eyes. Maybe it was better left unsaid. But this is pure and simple, and you must realize that it's coming from my heart and not my head. I love you. I honestly love you. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm not trying to make you anything at all. But this feeling doesn't come along every day, and you shouldn't blow the chance when you've got the chance to say I love you. I love you. I love you. I honestly do. I honestly love you. If we both were born in another place and time, this moment might be ending in a kiss. But there you are with yours, here I am with mine. So I guess we'll just be leaving it at this. I love you. I honestly love you. I honestly love you. I honestly love you. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and
celebration of women.
It's easy 'cause you're beautiful.
Olivia, Indigo, Women of Song.
Welcome back to This Is Your Life and the Olivia Newton-John story. Olivia, in 1975, your popularity is still soaring. Your latest single, Have You Ever Been Mellow, is one of the fastest-selling records to ever make #1 in America.
Have you never been mellow? Have you ever tried to find a comfort from inside you? Have you never been happy just to hear your song? Have you never let someone else be strong?
So it's no surprise that movie offers start to roll in. And at 29, you are catapulted to film stardom in the mega hit Grease.
The summer
And of course, it's now that your co-star of Grease, John Travolta, becomes an honorary member of the Gum Leaf Mafia. So much so that today he's even Qantas's ambassador at large. He sends this.
Olivia, one of your early albums, you had your arms folded like this and you're wearing a blue shirt. And I would be mesmerized by that album cover. And when I got cast in Grease, I showed everyone that cover and I said, do you see this girl? It's not just because she has 100 hits and she's America's sweetheart. I said, this girl belongs in the movie Grease as Sandy. And because you agreed to screen test with me, we got to be together in the movie, but you had approval of the screen test. And I will never forget that because I thought, now my job is to coerce you into doing this movie. And I promised you you'd be great in it, and I came through with my promise. And I think that at the end of the movie, when you come out with those tight black pants and that hair and that cigarette, I don't think anyone would ever think that either of us were wrong.
I got chills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control, 'cause the power you're supplying, it's electrifying. You better shape up, 'cause I need a man, and my heart is set on you. You better shape up, you better understand. To my heart I must be true. Nothing left for me to do. You're the one that I want. You're the one I want. Ooh, 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 honey, the one that I want. You're the one I want. Ooh, 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 honey, the one that I want.
As far as a message to your life, I cannot imagine life without you. And I have a feeling you can't imagine life without me either. So I think we're stuck with each other. till, well, I think for a very long time. And I love you, and congratulations on This Is Your Life. Love you, honey.
The Grease makes box office history as one of the most successful movie musicals of all time. And one man who plays a crucial role in the movie is your songwriter, John Farrar. Hey, John.
He's loving it.
Oh, well, he wasn't loving it earlier. Now, Olivia specifically wanted you to write songs for her, for Grease, didn't she?
Well, the producers needed a ballad for her, and she was nice enough to ask me to write it. So it
Had to
turned out
be
good.
him. He's the best.
Sure. And the two particular songs were?
Yeah, Hopelessly Devoted and You're the One That I Want.
Right, right.
He just threw those two together.
Yeah.
Those little songs.
Now, there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you.
You love working with Olivia?
Well, I mean, if I can talk about it like she's not really here.
Okay, I'll go over here.
She's beautiful, she's very talented, unbelievably sweet, and you find yourself looking for things that might be wrong.
Don't tell him, please.
Well, it's really annoying because you find out that you're hardworking, you're passionate about your work, full of energy when everyone else is dead on their feet. and the painful truth is that you're everything that people think you are on the first impression of you. And when you throw in kind and generous and absolutely loyal, it's almost hard to hold your food down.
Oh, you're sweet. I paid him a fortune.
Beautifully said. Thanks very much, John. Spoken like a true songwriter. You follow Grease up with Xanadu, and as the single and sexy muse Kira, you set pulses really racing.
They call it Xanadu.
The following year, you continue to mesmerise fans with a new look and an even raunchier style with Physical. Well, the album sells more than 2 million copies, ladies and gentlemen, and Physical stays at the top of the American charts for a record 10 weeks. In 1984, you break the hearts of millions of grown men around the world when you marry actor Matt Lattanzi. Your career also takes on a different direction as you open Koala Blue, an Aussie clothing retail business, and its early years are a huge success. But your most impressive project arrives when you're 37. You become mum to Chloe Rose. Now, she is anything but well at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, and would love to be here tonight, but could not make it. Instead, she sends this.
Hi, Mom. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I was sick and I'm not allowed to fly, but I'm really proud of you, and I wish I could be there to hug you and kiss you and give you all the love that you deserve. I'm very proud of you. I love you, and have a wonderful day.
But when I look at the two of you, I feel very happy. You two are the best thing that ever happened to me in the whole wide world. And I love you so much.
Sad she's not here.
And after the break, Olivia's life is turned upside down and changes forever.
Hi, Olivia. This is your friend from long ago, George H.W. Bush. Word number 41, 41st President of the United States of America. I have now recovered from that trip that I took with you and Rona when we flew down to get kicked by the Australian golfers on the President's Cup. I remember that ride all the way to Australia. I remember those jokes you told me too, Olivia. I won't say what kind of jokes, but nevertheless, I'll never forget them. They were wonderful. I consider myself lucky to know you and to be your friend. Good luck to you. Oh, no, yes. I remember how you used to harass me about the Rio Summit on the environment. I'll never forget some of these things. I'm a happy guy now, 80 years old, but I'll tell you what matters, and that's friendship. And I consider you a friend. I love you and I respect you.
Welcome back as we honour everyone's favourite Olivia Newton-John. Olivia, by 1991, you've sold more than 50 million records. The awards also pile up. Celebrity Businesswoman of the Year, an OBE, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and UN Goodwill Ambassador for the Environment. But 1991 is also one of the worst years of your life. First, Koala Blue is declared bankrupt when hit by a recession. And then your 5-year-old goddaughter, Chloe's best friend, Colette Tudor, dies from a rare form of cancer. That really knocked you both for a six, didn't it?
Oh, there's nothing worse. There's nothing more devastating than the loss of a child. And she was like my other daughter. So it was kind of an unbelievable bad dream.
And like Chloe's sister, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was Chloe's sister, for sure. We did everything together, the two families, you know, the two girls, and Nancy and Jim and Matt and I, we travelled everywhere together, we did everything together, so it was an incredible shock.
And left a gaping hole in everyone's life.
Absolutely. Still does.
Well, Colette's parents send you this.
I just wish we were in Australia with you tonight to celebrate this most special evening with all of your friends and family. You are so dear to us, Livy. We are one. We've been through so much together as friends, and I cherish you and love you so dearly. And it is such a special time in your life, and I'm so proud of you, for this is your life.
Hi, Liv. I wish we were there. I can't say enough to my other half.
I share him. Did you know that?
Wish we could be there.
But Olivia, nothing prepares you for the upheaval that is about to follow. You lose your father to liver cancer a few days before medical tests confirm your worst fears. At 43, you're diagnosed with breast cancer. It's a terrible time for not only you, but all the family.
Yeah, it was like I didn't really have time to grieve for my father because I just got the news about my own cancer. My father died on my brother's birthday. It was all surreal, actually, and I had to focus on healing, so I didn't really have time to even grieve my father for a long time because it was all happening at the same time. But yeah, it was quite a time. But you know, the first few days that you were told you have cancer, you can't deny that it's terrifying, you know, because you don't know where it is and how far it's gone. And so I was just really, really fortunate. It was found early detection, very important, girls. Don't forget to self-examine. And and I had a wonderful team of doctors and surgeons, and I'm a very lucky person, and I know it.
Yeah. Well, those doctors immediately perform a partial mastectomy to remove the malignant tumour. You also endure 6 long months of chemotherapy before being cleared. A couple of years later, you and Matt separate, but still remain good mates today. The following year, at 48, you find new love with cameraman Patrick McDermott, who sends this.
Hi, darling.
Listen, I have 1 minute to tell you all the things that I want to share with you on this very special evening of yours. And first of all, just let me start off by saying that you look absolutely stunning and beautiful. And I think everybody would agree, right? Yeah, am I wrong? No, you're stunning and you're beautiful. And your voice is angelic, your vibrato is perfect. And I'm sorry I can't be there in person to share this wonderful evening with you, but I know you're in good hands with all the people in Oz, because they all love you, I love you, the whole world loves you, the animals love you. And let me just say that I've known you for 8 wonderful years, and you are such a special person. How you can be so compassionate, forgiving, understanding, and gentle. You are the epitome of the word woman, and you have taught me so much about being a better human being and a better person. I've learned so much from you, just hanging around you and watching you and just picking up your essence. You truly are an incredible human being and someone so special to this whole planet. And if we could all just be a little bit like you, we'd all be a little better off. I love you with all my heart. Enjoy this evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day.
Well, with life going so well, you now feel it's time to make your musical comeback. You tour with Sir Cliff Richard and then as part of the main event. Both tours are sellouts. But you regard the pinnacle of your career, your performance at the opening ceremony of the Sydney Olympic Games in front of an audience of 2 billion. Surrounded by so many talented Australians, you now feel inspired to record a duet album featuring some of this country's top artists.
You're the one I want. You are the one I want.
It's two of the members, ladies and gentlemen, from Human Nature, Phil Burton and Toby Allen, with David Campbell.
Good.
Phil, what sort of a role model has Olivia been for your generation?
Oh, she's been a great role model. I think not just for us, but for everyone in the Australian music industry. We all look up to Olivia for inspiration. I remember when we actually recorded our duet with Olivia, we'd done our parts and we all sat on the couch at the back of the studio, and Olivia decided, oh, I need to fix up a couple of lines, so in she went.
I love you right, I love you wrong, I love you weak, I love you strong. I love you crazy every day and all night long. I share your joy, I ease your pain, I take your sunshine and your sunshine.
Love you crazy.
And I just remember all four of us looking at each other at one point and going, my God, that's our vocals. And Olivia Newton-John's in there singing over the top of them. It was just an amazing feeling, I mean, just to have that happen.
Yeah. Toby?
Well, I guess one of the most valuable lessons we all felt, and I guess a lot of people out there could probably learn from it as well, was seeing someone with such an amazing success story just remain so absolutely down to earth. And I think a lot of people sort of go off on their tangents and run away with it. But it was, you know, we found working with you just, you found you so personable and just an absolute pleasure to work with.
Thank you. You too, you guys.
And David, as a young man, you were actually in love with this lady, weren't you?
Well, now look.
In love, yes, she was a fantasy. Look, she came out and she sang Magic when I was a kid, and that was a pivotal moment in my life, Mike, because I knew I was straight. But no, it was so, for me to be able to sing with her, and we'd met during Shout, and to be able to actually sing with her was a phenomenal thing. So I'm in the studio, and when I get nervous, I sweat a lot, and I'm thinking, OK, just relax, take your jacket off, say hi. I took my jacket off, and my shirt was just soaked through. I was like, but she was awesome, and she taught me more than a trick or two in the studio, and she's still hot. Yeah. Here, here. Woo. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Olivia, in 2002, you're inducted into the Australian Music Hall of Fame, and it's a very, very big moment for you.
It's a great honour to be giving you this Lifetime Achievement Award. I love you.
Thank you, Billy, so much. First of all, to my teacher at University High in Melbourne, Mr. Hogan, who told me that if I was thinking about singing, I'd never pass my matriculation, so to follow my dream, thank you, sir, because your words decided my future.
It'll be about 40 years since you've seen Mr. Hogan, wouldn't it be?
It would be. Oh, gosh.
Well, we thought it was time we put you back together again. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Hogan.
Oh, wonderful.
Fantastic.
I've wanted to do this for so long. We kept missing each other. We've never seen each other. Good.
Mr. Hogan, what were some of the many qualities, I suppose, in Olivia that stood out for you?
Olivia was multi-talented and very academic. Olivia could have done anything and has done everything. But she was...
Math.
Yes. Her family was an academic family. It was an academic school. And in those days, probably the advice you'd give would be, well, look, get a career behind you before you do showbiz. But also, I think Olivia's nature is one where it could have been fragile in the performance business. And she's kept the fragility but the strength as well. And I have to say to you now and say publicly, Olivia, you are a wonderful role model to us all, but especially, I think, to young girls, young women, even now, who still think you're wonderful.
Oh,
and you are.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your advice.
And after the break, one more final surprise for Olivia Newton-John.
Hi, Livy. It's Kylie. I'm sorry I can't be with you and all of your friends tonight. As with everyone else, I think you're absolutely wonderful and you've been an inspiration to me since I was, well, just a bit shorter than I am now. So have a wonderful night, lap it up, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.
Hi, Livy. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry I can't be there tonight to celebrate this with you, but I do wish you a fantastic night, and I wish I was there to hear all these stories about you. I've heard a couple, but I don't believe anything. Honest.
Don't go changing to try to please me. You never let me down before. Don't imagine you're too familiar, and I don't see you anymore. In times of trouble, we never would have gone this far. I took the good times, I'll take the bad times, I'll take it just the way you are.
Welcome back as we celebrate the life of Australia's favourite daughter, Olivia Newton-John. Olivia, just last year you were again struck with tragedy when your mum passes away and after a long and painful illness. And you always had an enormous admiration for her. I mean, just as you've been a role model for so many, she was your role model?
Absolutely. My mum was the one that taught me about the trees and caring about the planet and seeing the beauty in everything and not wasting things and being kind. And she was a very intelligent and interesting and funny person, and miss her a lot.
You're now involved with Austin Health here in Victoria in a bid to create a wellness centre for cancer patients. Now, it's a centre that not only just treats cancer, ladies and gentlemen, but one that offers meditation, yoga and counselling for the mind and the spirit, which was something very important to you during your battle with cancer. Problem is you need $50 million and a lot of support. Just like the support that you are at the present giving a dear friend whose daughter is suffering from throat cancer. And there was no way she was going to miss tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from London, Trina Lorden.
She's good.
Trina, can we just start with asking, how is Erin, your daughter?
Yeah, she's getting on really well. She's in, she's going to have her last chemo next week, so if any time I could have come tonight. And that's Erin.
There she is.
Yes, she is.
And,
She's beautiful. And just
she
how
sends
much...
you all her love as well.
I'm sorry, just how much has Olivia done for you and Erin?
Oh, she's done so much, I can't begin to say it, but she's helped us both emotionally and financially. And without her, we couldn't have done so well. She's been a fantastic inspiration with her own battle. And you've given us the strength to fight this hardest battle of our lives, so thank you. Thank you, we love you.
I've known her for such a long time, and I've known Erin since she was a baby.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what it must be like for you, because I've seen my own little tissue. It's a terrible thing to watch your child go through something like this.
Yeah. You're lucky to
But she's going to be okay.
Yes, thanks
have
to
each
you.
other.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trina, thanks for flying out from London.
Thank you. Thank you. Lovely to see you.
Olivia, as a pop princess and Hollywood bombshell, you became a wonderful role model for young women around the world. And then as an environmental campaigner and someone who worked so hard for cancer research, you not only proved what a beautiful person inside you are, but what a magnificent ambassador you have always been for all Australians. We would be privileged and very grateful if you would end tonight's show with a song. And ladies and gentlemen, if we applaud loudly, Olivia may perform Let Me Be There.
Let me be there in your morning. Let me be there in your night. Let me change whatever's wrong and make it Let me take you through that wonderland that only two can share. All I ask you is let me be there. Wherever you go, wherever you may wander in life, surely you know I'll always want to be there. Just let me be there. Let me be there in your morning. Let me be there in your night. Let me change whatever's wrong and make it right. Let me take you to that wonderland that only two can share. All I ask you is let me be there. All I ask you is let me be there.
Olivia Newton-John, this is your life.
Thank you so much.